Century-old hat store closes its Union Square location in downtown San Francisco. The individual that sent me this story link said, "This is becoming old hat." Now, Union Square, we've got some issues there. We have just had a recent crime spree. So this hat store that's been there forever, I don't blame it. I don't blame it at all. Let's get into it. Here we go. Let's check out San Francisco's Union Square, or what's left of it, shall we say. Another retailer is fleeing Union Square in downtown San Francisco, this time a century-old haberdashery known for its hats, which is leaving what was once the most desirable retail locations in America. The departure of Goren Brothers from its Union Square location is the latest sign that pandemic lockdowns, got that? The shift from work from home in the tech industry, soaring crime in the city, persistent homelessness, they're all having a devastating effect on the city's downtown. We've had just a ton of stores. We've had a ton of retail stores, and not only the retail apocalypse, but just stores in general, leaving San Francisco, leaving areas close to the Tenderloin. Yesterday, I reported on Embarcadero Plaza, watched a video that another YouTuber made. Entire plaza is just basically empty, and that isn't close to the Tenderloin. It's about 1.7 miles away, but it's in the financial district. There's nobody working in the financial district in San Fran. Union Square, it's got more impact because it is close to the Tenderloin, where you've got just the craziness. San Francisco police investigate Gucci store robbery near Union Square. Basically, in Union Square, last Sunday, you had Gucci, you had Burberry, you had just this run of 3 major stores getting hit. The Gucci store was hit for about $48,000 of product. And it was an armed robbery. And same deal with the other 2 stores. You got people busting in and just coming in and taking stuff. So when businesses have to battle the homeless deal, fentanyl use, open air drug use in the Tenderloin, people breaking in, it all compounds. And this store has been there forever. Literally forever. And it's saying, yeah, no go. We don't want to do it. So the San Francisco Chronicle reported last Thursday, Goren Brothers boutique at a 111 Geary Street went dark on June 23rd amid the city's struggles to lure back tourists and office workers. San Francisco is also steadily losing cafes and restaurants, and nearly a third of its offices sit empty. Another storyline I'm going to do is San Francisco recently in July lost another 3 million square feet of office space, meaning it went vacant. 3 million. Now we're at like 31 million square feet of office space vacant in San Fran. If you check out my other video that should be released by now on Embarcadero Plaza, you can literally see what an entire massive plaza looks like that's essentially vacant. You had a couple of restaurants in there, but nobody was in the restaurant. You had one medical store, like a Medic One type deal. You had a bridal store, and this is out of dozens and dozens and dozens of storefronts, right? You had a bridal store, the stuff was in there, but it wasn't open. You had a nail salon, and it was open, but there was nobody in there, just somebody cleaning up. So you've got these multiple factors going on in San Francisco, and we've covered them repeatedly. But the exodus just continues, right? The exodus continues. It's never an easy decision, but it was time, a company representative wrote in a statement. There are a number of reasons, I'm sure, but really it was our smallest location, and there's just been a shift in business plan/direction over the last few years. We have a large store in North Beach still. That is what is so common. Closing this store down here, but hey, please reach out to us at our other stores because we're still doing business in San Fran, just not in these areas that are just run over with homelessness or just, Nobody working in the downtown core, nobody working in the financial district. The footage in the Embarcadero Plaza showed traffic flow. There's no traffic because nobody's working in the financial district. It's pretty incredible. It's pretty incredible that a major city like San Francisco in North America, parts of it have just become a ghost town. And that's because the same technology that was used, basically to create San Francisco and the whole Silicon Valley is what we use for working from home, all that technology. So the folks that are in San Francisco, oftentimes we're working in downtown. Yeah, they work wherever now. They work wherever because they can do it. And we've proven that that's a thing, to the point where you've literally got millions and millions of square feet of office space just sitting, and it's not going to get better anytime soon. There's not a rush of folks going, I need space in the financial district in San Fran. I need space in the Tenderloin. That's not a thing right now. Didn't know if you knew, but that's the dealio. Founded in 1895, Goren Brothers appeared to be thriving prior to the pandemic, introducing a new line of hats in 2017 that included decadent military headpieces with dangling gold coins and materials culled from an Amazonian fish. I need one of those hats. I need dangling gold chains on my hat. I need a hat with materials from an Amazonian fish. What even is that? I don't know. I'm not much of a hat guy. I got a whole bunch of dad baseball hats, right? I got all kinds of hats like that because, you get older and you're starting to lose hair off the top and, you got a sunscreen up there. It's like, nah, I'm just going to throw a hat on and we're going to go. It covers your face up a little bit. But a hat made from an Amazonian fish, I could get into that. I wonder how much one of those hats is. Probably a lot. San Francisco Mayor London Breed has denied that there is a retail collapse in the city. Nope, nothing to see here. It's fine. We're just in the process of reimagining and rethinking the downtown core. We're thinking maybe, soccer stadium. We're thinking lab space for schools. We're thinking homeless, encampments inside. They're reimagining and rethinking a whole bunch of stuff that is going to take a long time to cycle through. You basically just need to wait. That's my opinion. You got to wait this out because you can't convert this stuff. You can't convert, mid to high rise office space into basically anything else. Those conversions just don't work out. They don't pencil. So, you're going to have to wait for this market to come back, and it could be forever. In the meantime, all the tax dollars and all these businesses that are leaving as a result are really impacting things. So San Francisco mayor said, nothing to see here. We're doing fine. She argues that tech companies in the Bay Area are investing in new artificial intelligence technologies that will spur growth. Okay. All right, that very well could be the next run, but it's going to be a while, right? And again, the same folks, they're going to create the artificial intelligence technology. They don't need to be in an office space to work, do they? Wherever they've got a laptop and a secure internet connection, world's their oyster. I mean, seriously, you don't need to be in an office anymore. And that is what I think so many people are missing is that, you might have technology that will spur growth, but who's going to say, yep, we need all of you to be in downtown now? Because, it was 3 years during the pandemic. We knew that we told you were doing a good job working from home, and you were, but we need you back downtown. I mean, that's not really winning friends and influencing people right now in the labor market, right? But for now, the shock that began with the pandemic and continued with the mass looting of Union Square stores in November 2021 continues to reverberate through the city's once glittering retail sector. And so the reason I bring up the other 3 stores that were just hit, they were literally just hit last weekend. We've got Gucci. We've got, who's the other, gosh darn. Okay. I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Bear with me here. Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton got hit. Oh man, what's going on? I have never had anything from Louis Vuitton. It's just, I've had a Gucci watch once. Burberry, nothing. I don't even know what that is. I know it's just upper end stuff. Luxury goods to me, Rolex. I'm down with Rolex because, man, look at how those things have just retained their value. Insane, right? This other stuff, Louis Vuitton, I don't know. Louis Vuitton, does it retain value? I just see younger friends of mine in their 20s, my kids' friends, and people that go on my boat because I'm the old guy with the boat. And I'm like, well, nice. Is that even a bag or a purse? What is that? That thing's so tiny. And I'm like, how much was that? They're like $2,500. I'm like, for that? Good Lord. Is it that great a quality? You touch it and it's like, that seems like vinyl to me. I don't know. Has the world gone off its rocker? I am just sounding old, right? So we've got the retail apocalypse on top of the looting of Union Square. We've had 2017, 2021, and now 2023. July of 2023, this is going on. So, are you going to have a bunch of retail stores come in and just basically state, yeah, no, we're all coming in because this is the spot to be. No, it's going the other way. It's going the other way. Other topics that I'm covering in California right now, we've covered Allstate and another big insurance company, and now State Farm. State Farm is pulling out of issuing new policies in California because they're just not making any money. Because you got the whole wildfires, you got inflation, you got construction costs, and they don't have a margin to make any money. So you've got insurance companies just pulling out left and right. So you've got all these multiple factors. And also, is it just getting hotter there, or what's the deal? I hear people complaining about how hot California has gotten. And my son, and it's not a theory, my son believes that, and he travels around a lot. He likes to go to Denver. He's a big Denver guy, just hangs out in Denver, but he's in Seattle right now, and he's Airbnb out his house because of the Major League, the All-Star game. And he is just renting his house out for left and right. He's like, Dad, I don't think I need to work anymore. I'm just going to ride out the Airbnb. He didn't say that, but he's like, yeah, I won't have to work as hard. But, if you're willing to let somebody come in and, rent your house out overnight. Yeah, he's a bachelor guy, so he has very little stuff, takes his, whatever and gets out, and people rent his house for, and I think it's like 300 something bucks a night. But it's a little house, so more power to him, but hotels run XYZ. And so, why not? But in California, you've got so many things going on where people are being repelled, right? We got the All-Star game going on in just a few hours. I'm recording this to you on Tuesday, the 11th of July. And we got the All-Star game going on. Seattle's cleaned up. We've really polished the turd for the All-Star game. Nah, they've been working on it for a while. They've been working on it for months and just kind of squaring away. They pushed the homeless encampments away so that the downtown core can look nice. They haven't squared away the Blade, Pike and Pine at 3rd Avenue in downtown Seattle. That's still kind of a what show. But it's always going to be. It's been that way for 40 years. California's just got so many things repelling it right now. The weather included. My son's theory on the weather is that California's gotten hotter. Texas has gotten hotter. Seattle weather has actually, I believe, gotten better. Seattle weather is now more like California's weather used to be. So more people will move to Seattle as a result. Does that make sense? I don't know. Is it true? It feels like it. We are getting hotter and longer summers, which, our summer used to consist of about 6 days. And now it's about 8 days. So, I joke. It's more like 6 weeks. But it's a solid 6 weeks. Seattle's summers in Seattle are epic. They are just great weather. It's late. It's light until super late. A lot going on. That's why so many people have moved up from California. But there are so many influences, and specifically in San Francisco right now, that are pushing not only business, new development of business, but people in general. Buy a house in San Fran, but yeah, good luck insuring it because, 3 of your major carriers have just said, State Farm, Allstate, and Farmers have all said, that was the third one, was Farmers, I think. They've all said, yeah, we're not issuing policies. Those are some of the biggest policy providers out there. So, you buy a house. Okay. Yeah. You got the house because you're moving in, because you're taking a job and wherever. Good luck getting that house insured. And, a lot of people say, well, you just don't get insurance. Just risk it. You can't if you have a loan on it. And homes are so expensive in California that, for the most part, that paying cash is not an option for a lot of folks. So you're going to have that homeowner's insurance policy to make it go. But this hat store makes absolute sense. It's been there forever. It's got other locations. Why would you stick around in an area that is just a target for being robbed, armed robbery? And then on top of that, you don't have enough people coming into the store. Union Square is just urban blight. It's just been run over because it is so close to the Tenderloin. I talked about, and I know you guys love talking about the poop emoji map for San Francisco because it is funny. I mean, what city has a poop emoji map where you can click on the moving poop emoji and see what's going on, see what the incident was right there for the entire city. And it is littered with incidents of human feces or possible animal feces. We don't really know. But other cities, pick up their dog poop. And I think San Franciscans do as well. So what you're left with is, a bunch of people on drugs not making it, to the restroom and number two, wherever. I talked in depth about the Westfield Mall near Union Square. Same thing. They had a 400% increase in human feces incidents on their elevator. That doesn't scream, hey, come shopping at the Westfield Mall. And the Westfield Mall just got turned back to its lender. The person running it was a big company, and some of the company was out of France. A partner of it was out of France. And they said, yep, we're ditching U.S. commercial and Westfield Mall and its poop. You, Mr. Lender, Mrs. Lender, you can take this back. And that's what they did. They turned it over. Not even, deed in lieu of foreclosure. They just, here you go. All yours. Good luck with that. So a hat company going, saying we're done. Makes absolute sense. If you are a niche market, you got to have a ton of people coming to that location to have it make sense. And if people aren't there already, this is kind of a no-brainer, isn't it? It's kind of a no-brainer. One of the things that always intrigues me is how the politicians, mainly London Breed, she's got a million different things kind of coming at her at once, as does any major mayor of any North American city. But she's going to get a big pay raise, possibly get a big pay raise. She is at $357,000 a year. That's her salary. I would not want that job. You want to take on all that San Fran throws at you? I don't think so. Life is too short. But she's from there. She wants to make it go. But it's interesting. So she's got to put on the spin of everything's fine. We're doing okay. We've got some slowdowns. We're in the process of reimagining and rethinking things, but there's some companies that are leaving, but we've got some coming back in. Not too many coming back in. Gotta be honest. More people leaving, fewer companies going in. What company right now is sucking up massive amounts of office space in San Francisco? Google just gave up, 1.8 million square feet in Mountain View area? We're going the wrong way. 31 million square feet of office space. You imagine? That's insane. 31.8% vacancy rate, I think is what it is right now. And you've got a ton of subleases that are coming up for renewal that will not get renewed. So, can we expect millions more square feet of commercial space coming on the market being available? Absolutely. Yes. And this all goes towards painting a picture that a mayor like London Breed is going to have a tough time working her way out of this one. Would not want that job, right? no go, let alone dealing with the whole fentanyl crisis and open air drug use. They're trying to ratchet down on this. Now, the stories about the armed robbery, there's, word on the street is, well, there's new federal regulation. So the federal regulation trying to stop the, organized retail theft is that if online you've had more than 200 sales of goods at your online store and they exceeded $5,000 in sales amount, you're supposed to disclose a bunch of stuff. And if you don't, you could get a $150 fine. That's the big federal crackdown on organized retail theft. Yeah, I'm sure that is just going to stop things in their path. I mean, what thief is going to go, okay, I can't rob this store because there might be a $150 fine. And instead they're stealing $48,000 worth of goods from the Gucci store. No, the federal law is going to have zero impact. It's a tiny little start, but you've got so many factors going on in San Fran that I think you can expect to see this downward spiral go for a long time. You're already seeing the doom loop in so many cities because it's the work from home. That is not unique to just San Francisco, but San Francisco and Seattle have been impacted heavily, probably the two biggest markets impacted heavily because of their tech sectors and the kinds of businesses that have been there have all their employees working remotely, and now they just don't need to. And when you don't have all those people working in their office spaces, the haberdashery, that's quite a word, isn't it? It's not going to make it long term, as so many other businesses have shut down. And then Mayor London Breed says, no, I have nothing to see here. It's all good. We're reimagining and rethinking our future. Check back in with us. We'll be good. We'll make it through this. No, yes, one way or another, but I think it's going to be a long time because the damage that's been done, 31.8% vacancy rate, you're not going to absorb that anytime soon. And you're going to absorb it faster than you are going to convert it to some other harebrained use. Those are my opinions. I am merely a real estate guy who's now podcasting full time in Bellevue, Washington, a suburb of Seattle, Washington. So yeah, take that with a grain of salt, but I follow these topics as much as anybody out there, I need to get down to San Francisco. I haven't been able to travel. Just my kid dying, just head's not in the right space. Hey, I want to go for a week and go check out some new locations. I would love to, but yeah, can't really work that out right now. So that's kind of where I sit, but I will get down to San Francisco because there's so many storylines going down, happening there right now. And I'm covering them. So thank you so much for being here. Check out our merch. We've got, this is the old school. I got to turn it the opposite way. This is the old school Seattle real estate podcast. Selling a bunch of those. We're also selling, just got a bunch of merch. Check it out. Should be a link down below. Thanks again for being here. I'll catch up with you in the next one. Bye for now.